And I've got those 360-degree views all the way around. Great day of landscape photography. Hello, here we are again on another landscape photography mission. Today's plan is to head out quite far up north from where I am now to Hadrian's Wall. And it's a place I've been meaning to go to for quite a while now, but it's just the sort of place I feel needed to be visited when the weather was good. So the forecast for today is looking pretty nice. So I'm going to get out, get up there and hopefully capture some nice images and a nice sunset at the end of the day with some of that golden light on that wall. So I've got a fair journey ahead of me, so let's go. So I have arrived and I'm set up already, just capturing a quick time lapse. It's still very early in the day. The sun is high in the sky, so it's not perfect photography conditions. It is very, very windy though. I have though upgraded my sound setup today, so hopefully the wind won't be as much of a noise as it has been in the past. So I'm going to capture this time lapse, then I'm going to go and have a little explore. I'm not too familiar with the area and I want to find a nice composition for that sunset time. So I'm going to take a couple of hours just to have a walk, have a little explore around and find those killer compositions for later in the day. This is Hadrian's Wall, built by the Romans, and it is absolutely fantastic. It's a must-see place, a World Heritage Site that you simply have to come and see. Like I said, I'm going to enjoy a nice walk. It is beautiful. I'm going to have a good look around, and then hopefully when the wind dies down later and the sun is nice and low in the sky, start getting some really nice shots. There's definitely going to be some photo opportunities around here. Right, do you recognise this tree here?
It seems safer to appear as your slave rather than your equal.
You know, for an infidel, you have uncommon clarity of thinking. But you tell me nothing of yourself. For instance, your name. Azim, what does it mean?
It means great one.
That's right, it is the tree of Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, an absolutely classic film. And it's the bit where they just arrive back in England and they go from the White Cliffs of Dover to this tree here in Northumberland in the blink of an eye. I have got the camera set up for a shot. It's a very, very cliched shot. It's been shot a lot, so it's not going to be anything particularly original, which is why I'm not actually that bothered that I'm still right in the middle of the day. It isn't perfect photography or landscape photography conditions at all. However, I am going to make the best of it. There's nothing wrong with shooting cliche shots like this. I really don't think there is, because if you are professional or you're selling prints, these shots sell, they just do. So it's good to have them in your portfolio. So that's what I'm going for today, but it's not the perfect time, like I said. So what I have done is I have put the 10 stop and the 6 stop ND filter on the front of the lens to get 16 stops of exposure reduction. What that is allowing me to do is to go for a very long exposure, just to try and introduce some interest and start to bring in a fine art feel to the image. The exposure will be about 5.5 minutes, so it's very, very long, and I'm at f8 just because I have my foreground interest is a bit of a distance away, and that works for my exposure time in the bulb mode. So I should get some really nice movement in the clouds, and that will be very, very smooth. And then I'll have those hills leading me in either side, and then a bit of the rock to just behind me leading me into the shot as well. So it should end up quite an interesting shot. I may experiment with a bit of black and white or a desaturated colour, again, just to increase the interest and try and make it better than everybody else's shot who has shot this scene before. So it's a really, really nice little place, so it should work out to be a nice little shot, even though, like I said, it's right in the middle of the day. So I'm at the highest point of Hadrian's Wall, and I'm stood on the wall itself, and I've got those 360-degree views all the way around, being very careful to not fall off this wall. Great day of landscape photography as always. Even though the weather has turned against me a little bit, it's still been a really great day. I'm gonna get back down. There is some real good interest just down here. I'm hoping to get a nice shot of a little tarn down at the bottom that has a cliff going up the side. So I'm going to try and get that. Hopefully the weather will come good for me and just get a little bit of light down on that water, down on the rocks, to really give that image some interest. So let's get down there now. So this is the composition I was talking about when I was at the top, and it's of this body of water here and those cliffs to the side. I just need this light that's starting to come good here to come across and just cast some rays down on that water, and that will increase the quality of the image by a massive amount. It isn't exactly the composition I would have wanted. I would have liked to have got a bit closer to the water, but that's not been possible. So I'm at 70mm to get me closer to that water, and then I've got the cliffs kind of leading me into the image with some of the fields and the sheep in the foreground. That's not particularly leading you in, but it does sort of add another layer to the image. I'm at f8 because I don't have anything close to the lens, so I can maximize the sharpness, ISO 100, and then the shutter speed just to get the exposure right. I just need to wait a little bit, be a little bit patient, and just hope that this light comes good as we get closer to the end of the day. The cloud has started to break, which is a really good thing. I was starting to get a bit worried that I wasn't going to get any colour in the sky towards the end of the day. I know I keep saying colour in the sky, but it is one of the big things that can really bring some quality to your image. And this image here is definitely one of those images. Right, what I'm going to do is do a time lapse, and I think I'm happy enough with this composition that I'm going to stay here until sunset, because the sky is starting to come good. The sun's going to come down behind the hills in the distance and put some of that yellow light onto that cliff face, and I just think it's going to work really, really nicely. I'm happy enough with the composition. It's not perfect, but if I get some colour, it really is going to make that shot, so I just think it's worth waiting for. Right, I've changed my mind a little bit. I think I've had the best of it here. So I've got the time lapse. There was the light threatened a few times. I got some nice light streaks coming through onto the water there, but I'm going to start heading back towards the car, because what I've decided is if the sun does come good, I would like to actually get Hadrian's Wall in the shot, because that's the story I want to tell for today. And this composition at the moment doesn't have the wall in. So I'm going to start walking, because I did pick up a little composition earlier on, and I think if the sun and the colour in the sky comes good, that'll be a really nice shot too. So I'm going to head now to that location for sunset. light is changing all the time now, and as the light changes, my composition changes as well, because there's so many different options that I've been working up around this area, and it all depends on the light. I had one shot down here, let me show you that, just down here, and it was nice when the sun wasn't quite out. So it's a composition that kind of incorporates this old fort here and the wall here, but then when the sun comes up, that isn't getting lit up by that golden light, and this hill here is kind of going into silhouette, which doesn't quite work for the image. So then I've moved back up the hill here to try and get some of the wall here. There's a little bit of an old building here as well, and it's just absolutely frantic. Look, bag there, camera on the tripod up there, absolutely frantic. That's great fun though. Right, so after that frantic couple of minutes as the light's changing, I'm not sure if I got something or not, we'll have to see, but I was running around chasing that sun pretty much. But I've come back to this composition because I think this is probably my favourite when the light is not there, which it isn't at the moment. So this old Roman fort and camera there, and then you have Hadrian's Wall itself here, and working all those up into a composition with the wall leading you in one side and then this path kind of leading you in at the other. It should be an okay shot if I get some colour in the sky, which I don't have very much at the moment, but it is starting to come, and like I said, it's very changeable, so anything could happen at this point. I've gone for f11. I'm bracketing because I don't use ND filters, so I'm bracketing to get that big dynamic range out of the image. I'm at ISO 100 and then varying shutter speeds for the exposure and the bracketing. So it's the kind of shot that really needs some colour though. I've talked about colour all day. This place is an incredible place, but there's so many compositions, but it's just the sort of place where moody shots don't really work. With all this man-made brickwork and wall, it just comes to life when it gets that beautiful golden sunlight on it, and that's what I want from the shot today, or at least have some colour in the sky. It's been another great day of landscape photography. I've worked really hard today. I've been up and down, capturing shots here and there. I've got some good time lapses in there. I'm really hoping this last shot comes together with some colour in the sky. But if I go away without getting the perfect shot, then I'm still going to be happy. I've still got some good shots in the can, so it's not a total bust today. I've had a great day getting out and about again, and Hadrian's Wall is a stunning place, well worth a visit. Please leave a comment down below and let me know what you think, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already for lots more landscape photography vlogs, and there'll be some good real world reviews coming up soon as well. So I hope you've enjoyed it. I'll see you on another one very soon. I'm Adam, this is First Man Photography, Hadrian's Wall in Northumberland. Out.